Hello and welcome to this week's edition of CTN Community Update. Plans for a new Hy-Vee store in Blaine took another step forward this week, but residents who live nearby have concerns about the development. On Tuesday night, the Blaine Planning Commission held a public hearing on the land rezoning, preliminary plat, and conditional use permit for the construction of an 85,000 square foot Hy-Vee and convenience store at the southwest corner of Main Street and Jefferson Street. Those who live nearby have several concerns about the project, including the proposed connection of Jefferson Street with 121st Avenue, which is a residential area.
We pointed out that this development would cause an increase in traffic by a city that's already plagued by traffic issues. We pointed out that this would be an aesthetic eyesore. We argued that another grocery store was not really what we needed in Blaine. From this location, there are 8 other grocery options within a 5-mile radius, and a new Hy-Vee just 7.3 miles away is being built.
More than a half dozen residents spoke out against the project. In the end, the Planning Commission approved sending it on to the City Council for consideration at its October 4th meeting. If the project does move forward, construction could begin as soon as this fall, with the opening by the end of 2019. If you use Highway 65, you know how congested it can be. Now Anoka County and the City of Blaine are teaming up on a new study of the corridor stretching from County Road 10 in Spring Lake Park to Bunker Lake Boulevard in Ham Lake. Previous studies have indicated a need for either a 4-lane freeway or 6-lane expressway, both very costly. The new study will focus on less expensive solutions to improve traffic flow along the busy corridor. With the general election now less than 2 months away, campaign season is in full swing. This week, the candidates running for state representative took part in a candidate forum. The Candidate Forum, sponsored by the local chapter of the League of Women Voters, featured candidates running for state representative in districts 36A, 36B, 37A, and 37B. The topics covered everything from healthcare and school funding to gun control and the environment. You can catch the Candidate Forum in its entirety in the coming weeks on our CTN Government channel. Anoka Ramsey Community College is trying to increase participation in the election process. On Thursday, they held registration sessions at both campuses for faculty and staff where they could register to vote. The Secretary of State issued a call to action to state colleges and universities to increase voter participation by raising awareness about the candidates and voter resources.
Some people don't know that if they move, even apartments within an apartment building, they still have to re-register to vote. That if they've gotten married and changed their name, they need to re-register to vote. So it's informational, and it helps people not only put voting on the front burner, so to speak, but also to answer very commonly asked questions.
The student senates at both Anoka Ramsey campuses are also participating in Ballot Bowl, a friendly voter registration competition with other college campuses across the state. Anoka Hennepin Secondary Technical Education Program got a visit from a high-ranking official from the U.S. Department of Education this week. On Wednesday morning, U.S. Deputy Secretary of Education Dr. Mick Zayas toured the STEP school and checked out some of the classes, including this one, where students can earn a commercial drone license. Zayas says the STEP school was one of 6 programs in the Midwest that popped to the top for best practices in high-tech career and education programs.
My goal is twofold: to see some of the best practices in action, and that's why the STEP School came to our attention in Washington. And 2 is to highlight the importance for all of America of training people in these high-paying careers.
Following the tour, the U.S. Deputy Secretary met with instructors, industry representatives, and others in a roundtable discussion. STEP is one of 6 schools the Deputy Secretary visited across 4 states this week. Heading back to school can be a very stressful time, but Coon Rapids High School was chosen for a new program that hopes to help students find a way to chill out. CTN's Jennifer Anderson takes a look.
High school can be a stress minefield.
Everybody gets stressed out with school, with friends, trying to fit everything into a busy schedule.
But Coon Rapids senior Nick Terabeza has a new title, Chill Champion.
Thankful Thursday today, so you can hold one up, that thing that you're most thankful for.
Nick is a student ambassador for Change to Chill, a website and campaign by Alina Health aimed at tackling a growing mental health crisis.
Unfortunately, it is a growing problem.
Alina's Susan Nygaard says community assessments consistently name stress as a top health concern for teens and their families. This year, Alina is partnering with 9 select schools, including Coon Rapids High School, to turn the tide.
Many people find themselves in that stress mode and they can't figure out how to get that back down. So the resources on Change to Chill help them understand how to get their body back into that relaxed state and just calm themselves back down and be able to deal with those situations more effectively.
One-on-one coverage, Shannon along the back line. Touchdown, Coon Rapids!
From sports to studies and activities, plus these ever-present screens, it's not a surprise our teens are stressed.
I think a lot of it ties to electronics and just that we're so into instant gratification, instant response, instant feedback. And so when people are going day to day, they're not getting that feedback from maybe family, friends, other aspects. And so it stresses them out.
It's hard for people to extend themselves when they're scared and they don't know what to do.
So Alina launched Chill Week at all 9 partner schools.
I'm grateful for my friends.
On this day, students are encouraged to focus on the positive.
I'm thankful for my family because they're always there for me.
I'm really thankful for my friends because they make me happy and they make coming to school a lot more fun.
Trying to realize that there's a lot of good things going on in your life.
For CTN Update,
I am thankful for my friends.
I'm Jennifer Anderson.
Coon Rapids High School went through a competitive application process to be chosen for the Change to Chill program. As part of the partnership, Alina donated $1,000 for the school to create a chill zone where students can relax and hang out. The community remembered one of the darkest days in American history this week. Tuesday marked the 17th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks, which killed nearly 3,000 people. Once again this year, local first responders and members of the Patriot Guard took part in a sunup to sundown vigil on the Main Street Bridge. It serves as a tribute to those who lost their lives and the brave men and women who continue to protect and serve.
Hey guys, we're out here live on the Highway 10 bridge. I want to show you what's going on here on the bridge. Look what landed on top of the aerial on 9/11. Isn't that unbelievable?
Yes, pretty incredible indeed. A bald eagle landed on the basket of one of the aerial trucks taking part in the 9/11 vigil. The eagle stayed for about 45 seconds before taking flight once again. Quite a sight there. For the 4th straight year, a local softball tournament is raising money for Minnesota military families. This past weekend, more teams were able to break fundraising records for the Military Appreciation Softball Tournament. CTN's Dan Carpenter takes us to the ball fields at Sand Creek Park.
It's the 6 degrees of separation. My uncle's kid, my grandfather, somebody served in this state.
The Stars and Stripes first flew over the Military Appreciation Softball Tournament in 2015.
And as we looked around the Midwest, we realized that Minnesota is the 3rd largest softball community in the country, despite the fact that we work, 6 months out of the year.
Oh, say, can you see?
On this field, you'll find friends and family of military members, those on active duty, and veterans from all branches of the military.
I got on last year as representing my grandfather and my uncle, who are both retired, and then I have a really good friend of mine that also is retired Air Force. So last year when I had asked about joining, they said absolutely.
I'd like a show of hands for every veteran that's standing out here right now. I want everybody to look to your right and left and see how large this community is and how grateful we are for every one of you.
First, a moment of silence for those lost over the past year.
Let's go play ball.
Within the larger tournament, 8 squads play, 2 for each military branch. After expenses, this event raised more than $12,000.
Stay in here, stay in here, stay in here, stay in here. Come on, ball, stay in here. Come on, ball.
It will be divided up among several charities, including Tee It Up for Troops, the Minnesota Patriot Guard, Fishing with Vets, Hometown Hero Outdoors, and the Minnesota Warriors Hockey Club.
Because I love the fact that the money that's raised with this tournament goes back into the community for the military families.
Within the next 5 to 10 years, tournament organizers expect to raise donations into 6 figures and to fund a veterans park near the ball fields.
Being a veteran, giving back to veterans, to me, means more to me than just about anything I can come up with.
Reporting from Sand Creek Park, Dan Carpenter for CTN Update.
The U.S. Marine Corps team claimed victory at this year's tournament. They take over bragging rights from the U.S. Navy team, which won last year's tournament. The ACBC Food Shelf in Anoka is hosting an open house late next week to show off some recent improvements. The open house will take place Friday, September 21st from 4 to 6 p.m. Light refreshments will be served. ACBC recently teamed up with the Super Shelf team from the U of M to redesign the floor plan and make it more welcoming. The revamp also includes additional space for fresh produce. Well, here's something the whole family can enjoy, including the four-legged members. The Coon Rapids Love My Pet Fair returns next weekend, and there's some new activities this year. Here's a preview. Looks like a lot of fun for pet lovers and their four-legged friends. Again, Saturday, September 22nd, 10 to 2 at Riverview Park. That's going to bring us to the end of today's show. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here again next week.